Hi Clayton, Ben Bulware here, just reviewing your video analysis from the swing here at camp, and just wanted to review some things that I found. I played professional baseball for a while and won a minor league batting title, and been doing video analysis work for the last decade or so, and just wanted to review a couple things that I saw in regards to your swing that I think could really help you out. So let's go ahead and get started here. In regards to our stance and our start, everything looks pretty good in regards to our stance and start here, so I'm just going back to, I've been watching your video for a little while, so your head and your eyes and your posture and your things are really good shape in regards to the start of our swing. I did find some things at land foot and at contact that I want you to work on, but I think all in all, in regards to where your feet are, you like to start a little bit more narrow, which is fine. You have some good bend in our knees. Your head is on the baseball. You have good posture. I do want to make sure that your hands get clear in regards to that, so I would probably start with your hands. I would recommend start with a little bit more away in regards to make sure that bat angle stays a little bit up compared to being close and resting and being a tendency to be sometimes underneath it. But all in all, in regards to our start and stance, I think you're fine. The next area that I want to focus on is what we call our land foot, or our stride foot, once it hits the ground. So as I go to swing, there is one thing I notice here in regards to contact. When we get into our finish, what we want to focus on is we want to be looking a little bit different at contact at finish. So if I take a line, you can see them in your pinstripes of your pants, but basically this back leg is too straight, and when the back leg is too straight, it pushes you up forward, and what we're doing is we're working with a lot of arms in our swing compared to a lot of lower bodies. So what I want to do is I want to engage your lower half a lot more. So at this point of our swing, what I would do is I would have this back leg back just a little bit farther, and what that's going to do is we need to have a much better angle in regards to my back foot. So if I do this, whether your knee, and if I take my line here, and I'm going to take a zero little circle here, and I want this to be where your knee is. So you can see where your knee is a little bit more forward. This is called your power line. And what you want to do is you want to have your head all the way back on this area. So if I take a circle and make this as where your helmet is, and that's where really you want your head to be. And then if I take a front line, your front foot's fine, but we got to get your body back. So I think that the distance is fine, but that's where you want to be. So you want to be back in that kind of stick figure area. And what that's going to do is that's going to make a huge difference in regards to your lower half being more engaged, making you more consistent, making you more your entire body when I swing, and it's going to make a big deal and a big difference in regards to your swing. So if I go ahead and back it up at contact, and contact you are a little bit farther back in regards to when I hit it, but again at contact you can see that our swing is our knees are pretty close together in regards to that. So just very important for you to work on in regards to having some tee work or some soft toss or some things that you can do to really focus on getting good mechanics and getting your whole body engaged into your swing compared to just your upper body, because you are very strong and athletic and things, but this will make a huge difference in regards to our swing here. So if I focus in at contact, again, where the knees and the body position is, you can tell if I take all these lines away that the knees are a little bit too close together. You want those knees to be a little bit more separate, and if you bring that back foot back a little bit farther, it's just going to make a huge difference in regards to your swing. You do a lot of good things at contact. I do like where your palm up, you have a palm up, palm down position. You're looking down the barrel of the ball, and you do a lot of good things there. So your upper body is in pretty good shape in regards to your swing here. Do make sure as you're going back to swing to make sure that bottom arm doesn't get locked out too early. It's a little bit firm here, but again, I'm not really worried about that upper body, because I think that the key for you is just engaging that lower half for you to be more on plane The other thing that's going to be good for this too is you go forward, that barrel begins to drag on you, so you have a tendency to be in much better shape with your barrel if I'm going to keep that barrel up compared to if I drift forward, that barrel begins to drag and I have a tendency to be underneath the baseball sometimes, so it might be really good for you to stay back as well, because it's going to get you more line drives and keep you more on plane. Let's go into another swing here to take a peek at. So as I get myself going, getting myself ready for a land foot, be careful of that those arms. One thing that at this point of our swing is to maybe have those hands just a hair higher, and that's going to create more of a downward angle for me, of more of this direction, compared to being underneath it. When our hands stay too low, they have a tendency to stay low, and that drops my barrel into being underneath the ball. So contacts here are pretty good shape. That front foot's a little bit open. You can see how this, instead of the angle of your foot like that, kind of turn your foot a little bit more this angle. I would again want that head to be back just a little farther, but you did do a better job in regards on this. But when that front foot opens a little bit too much, it has a tendency to keep us back and let us get beat. But you did a little bit better job on that. I would put this back foot back a little farther, just a hair, just maybe 6 inches. It's going to move that head back about 6 inches and give me a little bit more power on my power line and my backside. Closing off that front side a little bit is going to create a little bit more power for you as well. One thing you can do, you'll notice how when you finish down low. I would want to finish a little bit higher in regards to our trying to get our hands to not roll over as much too soon. So if I get down to contact here, you want to try to keep on plane. You want that barrel to be on this plane as much as possible. And you can see right at contact, we have a tendency to, after this next frame, you'll see that those hands begin to turn out, and that top hand turns over a little bit too soon, a little bit prematurely, and not bad, but you can see that top hand beginning to turn over. Try to keep that top hand to snap through, but not over. Try to snap through a little bit more compared to turning that top hand over too soon. That'll just help you stay on plane better and get you a little bit more consistent in regards to our swing here. So I do want to check out one more swing here to check out here and see if it's any different than the others. Typically when you do your swings, they're going to be the same 3 or 4 things that you work on, but it's always good to check out a couple extra frames here that I've been watching. So on this last swing, when we go to do our land foot here, making sure we're nice and closed here, if I back it up a frame or two and hit play in slow motion, make sure those hands stay nice and high. Make sure when you land that you don't land too open with that front foot, making sure that you keep your weight back. And as your hands go back here, you can see that they need to be a little bit higher. It's going to help us work a little bit more downhill. As I come to contact, you can see that front foot beginning to open a little bit prematurely here. So at this point of our swing, you can see that front foot, instead of pointing there, try to close it off a little bit more. And I would don't be afraid to stride out even a little bit farther. Keep that front foot closed off, and that's going to keep more space in between my knees, and that's going to make me engage my lower half more and make me stay back. But you can see that your knees still want to be a little close together, so get a little bit more separation in that. So I would focus on a lot of tee work. I would stand in on pitchers. I would finish at the end and hold my finish, to check out where your body is and check out where your feet are. But watch this video over and over again, and I think this is going to make some great improvements to your swing and something you can reference on in the future. But good luck in your select teams. You're a very good ball player and have a lot of upside and just a few tweaks just to help yourself to get to that next level, and we appreciate you coming to camp.